Welcome back to KP's Kingdom, Cooking with KP, and today I'm going to show you how to make a nice fresh chorizo type sausage. Alright, a few steps in this one, let's get on with it. First thing we've got is, we've got a shoulder of pork, and we're going to remove the skin off the top of that. I've just bought this from my local supermarket, haven't gone out to any crazy butcher or anything like that, so we're just going to remove the skin using a filleting knife, nice pointy one with a nice sharp tip, and just slowly work your way along the piece of meat and remove the skin as best as possible. Now save that skin because you can roast that up and make an incredibly nice crackling, which goes down with a nice cool beverage quite nicely. So just keep working your way nice and slowly, nice and carefully, and try and cut as much of the fat off the skin as possible, because we want as much fat as we can get. Now we're just going to simply slice this meat up into nice little cubes. As you can see, I've got a tray over on the right hand side there, and what we're going to do is once we cube all of this up, we're going to put this into the freezer. So we're cutting these up into nice little cubes, mainly because we've only got a certain amount of an opening in our mincer. We want to make sure all the pieces will fit down there quite nicely, and also it will freeze up a little bit quicker. Why are we freezing our meat? We're freezing our meat so when it hits the grinder, it will just grind up a little bit better and a little bit chunkier, and we'll end up with a really nice grind. So there's our meat. Put that in the freezer for about 2 to 3 hours until it just starts to go nice and firm. Turn my mincer on to a medium setting, not too fast, not too slow. I want a nice coarse grind on this first one, and we want to make sure we get all that fat ground up nicely as well, because the fat equals flavour. Simple as that. So I'm just going to keep pushing that down, pushing it in, and we'll start to see this coming out at the end of the mincer quite soon. You can use a machine like I'm using right here, which is expensive, I will say that, and I do invest my money for you for your viewing pleasure. You can also buy a hand operated grinder quite inexpensively, and you can get those for around about $35 to $40 at a bare minimum. So we've ground up our mince. I've actually ground up enough mince for 2 sausage recipes. We're going to concentrate on the chorizo now, so plenty of freshly ground black pepper, and I mean plenty of it. Right, lots and lots of freshly ground black pepper, and I would also use a good amount of salt. Pork can handle a lot of salt, and that salt's also going to help preserve those sausages as well. So there I've got some freshly, it's not fresh, but it's sea salt flakes, which I just grind up in between my fingers. Put that in, and I'm using here a really nice smoked paprika. A smoked paprika is going to give you a far superior flavour to your sausage than a normal sweet paprika or spicy paprika. The smoked one's really nice. Here's where our real heat and our real flavour comes in. We've got 1.5 full knobs of garlic. I'm just going to give that a bit of a quick mix up in that bowl. And this is what really gives the chorizo its distinctive type flavour and smell. The paprika also gives it a particular type of flavour and smokiness, and also gives it that beautiful colour. It's time to change over the dies. That's what that little bit is called. It's called a die on the end of our mincing unit. Make sure we rotate that and get that into the correct position. That can go straight on like that. Make sure it's seated, it's not going to fall off or not sit too far away from the blade. Dial up the locking ring, get another bowl, put that straight underneath like that. We're going to get our mincer going, and we're going to mince all this through once again. So we're not using the finest die, we've gone to a medium size, and that's the way I wanted my sausages to turn out this time around. I wanted them to be a slightly chunkier sausage, not a real fine sausage that you would buy from the supermarket. I didn't want that. I wanted something nice and rustic and full of flavour. And as you can see, the mince is starting to come out like that. Right, so just keep going, keep working it through, and those cloves of garlic, they do take a little bit of effort to push through your mincer, but if you've got a nice big heavy duty machine like this, it makes light work of it. If you're using the hand one, you might want to cut the garlic up a little bit smaller. So all that beautiful meat is coming out, and look at the colour of that. Doesn't that look just absolutely amazing? And the smell, I kid you not, is just, it's going to blow your brain. It really is. So I'm just going to push that through and we're done. I'm going to put that in the refrigerator for about 12 hours, let all those flavours get to know one another. I've got some collagen sausage casings. You can use natural if you want, and if you can find them, you can get them from a decent butcher, but that takes a little bit of extra work. These collagen ones, take them straight out of a airtight container and start playing. So I've tied a knot in the end of that. We're going to get our machine happening. I'm going to prick a couple of holes in the end here just to let some air escape, and this is where two people really make the light work of this. I've actually elevated that tray up on top of another bowl, so the sausage hasn't got very far to fall at all. So just slowly work your way through. Just make sure you don't fill that sausage casing up too much. Give that a little bit of sausage casing off and push the meat back up towards the tube a little bit, so we don't end up with too much sausage filling. And we want to make these around about 6 to 8 inches long. I'll leave that up to you how long you want to make your own sausage. Right, we've got our first one done. Pull that out a little bit with the sausage casing, give that a bit of a twist, just like that. And here I've got a little bit of butcher's twine. I'm just going to give that a little bit of a seal off with the butcher's twine. Now I'm doing this for two reasons. One, you can actually hang these in a smoker and smoke these if you want to, but we are making a fresh chorizo sausage, so just tie those off just like that. And the fresh chorizo sausage has got just as good a flavour as a smoked one. Smoked one's going to end up being a little bit drier, of course, and you do need to leave that for a fair bit of time to cure properly. So in between each sausage, just give that a little bit of a stringage, a little bit of a knot around it, and before you know it, you're going to have a really nice batch of fresh chorizo. This actually made enough chorizo for dinner that night, plus the other sausages that I made, and it was a really nice treat for all the boys at work. And there's nothing like having fresh sausage like that. Right, how easy is this to make? And if you haven't had fresh chorizo before, just like I'm making right here, wow, you don't know what you're missing. It is an amazingly intense flavour. Your friends might not like you with the amount of garlic in there. That's why sometimes you actually let them dry out and you smoke them first. But the flavour over functionality any day. Alright, so before you know it, we'll have a nice little batch of these beautiful fresh chorizos, and simply all we have to do now is cook them. So I'm just going to get a pan, put that down, just like that, and there you go. You can cook these any which way you want, barbecue, fry pan, whatever, it doesn't really matter. Alright, thank you so much for watching this video, really do appreciate it. If you like this video, hit that like button, it gives me confidence to make you feel warm and fuzzy too. Please share this video with all your friends on all platforms of social media. We're trying to get the name of KP's Kingdom out there. But if you want to learn how to make interesting new foods and interesting recipes, just like I do 3 times a week, well, you need to come and join the family, my family. Hit that subscribe button and you'll never miss another one of my videos again. Right, I'm going to finish cooking all these sausages, and there's lots of them, and I will catch you next time.